Are we all here? I think there's still some people coming in, but I'll get started. It's just scroll up. There you go. So I am recording this session. I'll put it up on our community site tomorrow. It's on the Tableau website. I think it's group/Boston. If you're interested in seeing it. And this is a reminder to myself to hit record. So thank you everyone for coming. I'm Anthony Chundaris. I'm one of the facilitators of the Boston Tableau Usergroup with Analytics, and Zach Bieber is the other facilitator. He's with the Bird Institute. We've been doing this, how long did we say? 7 years now? Eight. So it's been great. This group has really grown. So thank you all for coming. And I also want to thank Cleartelligence. They're the ones that sponsored this event, got the space, pretty much did everything that needed to be done for this. And they're speaking as well. That did everything that needed to be done to make this possible. Thank you. And the last, two more things. First, the agenda. Dustin Cabral from Cleartelligence will be speaking. Very fun, interesting presentation. And Steve Wexler, National First Iron Biz Champion from Data Revelations, will be speaking as well. Before they get started, okay, here she's got a quick announcement.
Hi everyone. So I am a adjunct faculty at Suffolk, and I teach a business intelligence course using Tableau. So I just wanted to offer and see if there are people interested in whichever capacity. If you would want to have projects for my students. I have about 31 students in my class. It would be great to have experience on a live project for the semester. So I can share my details if anyone is interested. Please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so without further ado, Dustin, you're up. Oh, just one more quick thing. We did start a little early today. We're going to do another half-hour networking after the presentation, so stick around. There'll still be food and such.
Excuse me.
All right. Welcome, guys. Started a little early because I have to get home to put the kids to bed. So I was like, can I go during the networking hour? I don't care if people are drinking, but that's fine. So today, as some of you know, I do a lot of dashboards about my kids. So I'm going to be talking about Quantified kids today. It should be a fun topic, but hopefully also a little informational for you guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dustin Cabral. I'm a data visualization and analytics lead at Cleartelligence. Cleartelligence is a local technical consulting firm to New England and now the tri-state area. So if you're interested in any potential work, please contact me. Besides that, I specialize in visual design, analytics, community building. So not like Save the Whales community building, but more like Tableau community building inside large companies. And then obviously being a cool dad. Everybody took a great picture in this one, except for my new small son. He's kind of like, why am I outside? It's so cold. But it's about as good as you can get if anybody has more. Anybody have more than one kid?
Yes.
All right, you guys know. All right. Awesome. Okay, so the agenda for today, quick overview. How to track your baby, eating and pooping. This is the best agenda I've ever made, by the way. Words, Baby Fight Club, and then Q&A. So, if you guys have any questions at the end, you make it for Baby Fight Club, you'll be all right. So, first thing, I'm going to throw a meme up here. So, you guys are probably like, wow, I'm going to learn so much from this user group. And me, I'm going to show you charts about poopy diapers and bottle nipples, and then you guys. So that's basically what just happened. Hopefully you'll like it still, but that's okay. I did talk a little bit about Cleartelligence. I do like mentioning that we're hiring. Hiring. So if you were looking for a job in data visualization, analytics, anything data related, please contact us. You can find me on LinkedIn, and there's about 10 undercover Cleartelligence people in the room. You won't know who they are until later when they add you on LinkedIn. All right. So, why do I track my kids? Let's start with a quick overview. Maybe you ever see one of these charts?
Yes.
Yeah, growth charts. I like those. How many of you guys have small kids? Usually people are like, my kid's huge, and it's like, he's in the 99th percentile. And I'm like, most of my kids are in the 1 percentile. I want to get them a shirt that says like, I'm in the 1%, so they think I'm rich, but it's really just like a growth chart. But, you know, just to be fair to my kids, it's not really their fault, because you can only see about like a third of me, so you realize I'm not that big. So if I plot myself on the growth chart, I'm about the 5% for height and weight. So my son, my older son, who's 4, so I'm 32, I'm 5'4", and 125 pounds. My son is 4, he's 3 feet tall and 27 pounds. Now, if anybody has a kid under 5, you know that is not a lot, okay? Right? If you extrapolate it out, and you look at these little drop lines I put in, I'm the average height of a 14-year-old boy, and the average weight of a 15-year-old boy. My son is the average height of a 2.5-year-old and the average weight of a 2-year-old. So if you look at those things, we're not big people, okay? So that's part of the reason why we track our kids. So how to track our kids? So step 1, acquire data. So probably shouldn't. Disclaimer, Cleartelligence in no way. Figure out a way to get a baby first. Hopefully legally, it's pretty easy, don't worry about it. Step 2, get inspired. All right, so this is how I got inspired. This is our first doctor for our kids. His name's Dr. Talieri. He said, wow, Calvin's doing great. He didn't say this all at once because that would be weird, but he said in separate meetings, let me know how he's eating, like how many diapers he has per day, and like how many words he can say by 18 months. This was all like over a period of years he said these things, but of course I internalized them and I was like, sounds good. And he was like, all right, I'll see you in a few months. And I was like, how am I going to figure this out? Because as a new parent, you go a little overboard with everything. So we did. And also, if you don't know me, my wife and I met when we were in AV work study in college, and she's an actuarial math major. So our kids were in trouble from the start with us tracking. So first thing I did was baby tracking app, Googling, and I found the best one I could. I also bought a professional scale to weigh my baby, you know, in between those pesky doctor's visits where you actually weigh them with a digital scale, but like, hey, Becca works at Bose, and they just so happen to weigh their speakers with these scales, and they just so happen to have an extra one. So that made its way home. So step 3, get data. So the app I chose, and you guys should go for it, Beat Baby. Very good app. You might as well buy the professional version now. It's only $5. Does a lot of things for you. And people are like, wow, how do you have so much time to track your babies? And I'm like, listen, I don't, because I have 2 kids and I'm a full-time consultant, so I don't have time. Don't tell me that I like wasting my time tracking my kids. But I did it in the most efficient way I could with this app. So if you look at this app, you can track bottle times, you can track poopy diapers, poopy pee diapers, just poop diapers. You can track basically anything. I only tracked a couple things on this. You can track like medicine, sleep, baths. Like I didn't go that crazy, but you can track that. The cool thing about it, I don't know if you guys can see it. My screen's a little messy, but there's little widgets. There's a pee widget, a poop widget, a pee poop widget, and there's a bottle widget. So whenever you get poop, I just have to click poop and it's done. So it's not that hard to record. You just gotta like take the time to actually do it. So that's what we did. So one of the main reasons I got this app, not only for like the pee and poop widgets, is the fact that you can export the data out. So I went through all the apps and I was like, which one's going to give you the raw data? This one is like, I'll give you a CSV, whatever you want. I'm like, perfect, love it. So did that. This is what comes out of it. If you guys look, first one's excretions, speeds, growths, everything just has an S. It sounds kind of like weird. I don't know if it's British, like maths, but you know. So I only used the first two because the other ones were just too much work, especially for someone who wasn't sleeping. Took that data out, kind of just dumped it out. Didn't do a ton of work to this. I did do a little work when I combined my two sons' data once I did that, but really, really easy to work with. Let's go through my first dashboard. So farts are like children. I'm proud of mine. It's disgusted by yours. This is my current baby. I had to get him a chart t-shirt, which they sell at Target. It's not bad. All right, so my first dashboard was for my first son. Didn't have two kids at that point. His name's Callum. I called it Callum Tracker 5000. So I did this for the first like 9 months. And basically what this dashboard concentrates on is the feedings. So in the app, you basically open it up. When you start your feed, you hit start, and there's like ounces that you start off with, and it starts counting on how long the feed's gonna be. So I just click that to start, I feed him, and then I say, all right, how much did he eat by the end? I hit click stop and click how many ounces he ate. So the data out of that gives me all the time data, so how long it took him to eat his bottles, every single one of them, and then how much he ate per bottle and per day and all that other stuff. So what I wanted to see was, is he on the right path, like trajectory-wise? You know, what's the impact of various things like teething and, you know, food and all that stuff, because he's in the 1%. So it's not like one of those like chubby kids where you're like, ah, he didn't eat this bottle, it's cool. No, like it's like, all right, we're strategizing with like binkies and like rotating out bottles and putting on like little baby bum on iPads and like all sorts of strategies to get these kids to eat. But that's sort of the main reason why we did it. But some interesting points here. And do you guys use bottles with your kids? Yes, maybe. You're all breastfed? Come on, guys. Cool. I know they pressure you at the hospital, but you don't have to. So we're bottle people. So you can see sort of the rough ounces, right, that he was having per day. You can see the time, the average time per bottle. And you can see it was kind of ticking up. So we introduced medium flow nipples right at this point. You guys, that's a strange comment to make in a meeting session, but you guys get what I'm saying. So basically it means the kid can drink it faster. So you can see the time per ounce drop way down after the introduction of that. And then I crept back up until we put in high flow nipples where it went off like a cliff. You can also see that the total ounces went down in this little dip. That's when he started eating solids. So we started some solids, cut back up in the bottles, and then we got all the way over to where he started kind of teething. And I've got some high-level metrics, some ounces per bottle, some bottles per day. I also integrated like some YouTube videos of like him walking with his little walker and different things, pictures from each month, so the months kind of line up with the bottles and that sort of thing. So this was sort of like my entry gateway drug into baby dashboards. So if we switch back to the presentation, it does get weirder. Sorry to say, that was the tame one that started out with, to see if you guys would be okay with it. This next one is words. So the inspiration for this one, if you guys remember the last line, the one he said to me was how many words he could say by the time he's 18 months old. So I don't know if you guys know how many words your kid could say, but I do. And I know exactly when he said it and all that stuff, because I want to make sure, like, developmentally, like, is he there? Is he okay? Like, all that stuff that you worry about. So tried to get some inspiration for how I was going to design the dashboard, because I didn't want to do traditional design. I wanted to do something kind of cool. So I was on my Twitter one day, and I was like, wait a minute. My Twitter handle is my screen name from when I was 13. So DustinBoy21 lives on, AOL Instant Messenger doesn't. So about the time that AOL Instant Messenger got retired officially, which was like a couple years ago, I decided, hey, that would be a great dashboard if I made it look like AOL Instant Messenger. Anybody who's like younger than 25 is probably like, I don't know what that is. But anybody else, you guys know. So another point that I wanted to kind of do with this was make sure I included those crappy charts from back when AOL Instant Messenger was cool. So I kind of like picked all those colors out and decided to make a dashboard based on that. The criteria for my dashboard is pretty specific, and it might be even more crazy than that app. So the word rules were basically that Callum had to say the word at least 3 times for us to count it. Otherwise, it's just like a fluke. Like, he said encyclopedia. Like, did he actually, like, did he mean that? I'm not sure. So that was one rule. He had to say it 3 times to us on separate occasions, and it had to make sense when he was saying it. Data storage, so me and my wife had a Google Sheet, and whenever we heard the word 3 times, we just put it in the Google Sheet, we put the date that it happened, what the word was, and just like word to word. And then the dashboard was supposed to look like AOL Instant Messenger. So if we take a look at it, I'm going to show you all on desktop because it's a little faster. But here's sort of like the gateway Instant Messenger. You guys are having feels right now looking at that, where it just explains the rules and that sort of thing. You can click the login, and the login looks like the login for when you were using that thing. You click sign on, and it brings you in. And then the chat window looks like it's a conversation between me and my son, but it's really just all his words, and it has the date on it. So you can kind of scroll down and see, first word was dada, which win for me. Second word was mama, and then you can see uh-oh, oh, whoa, and then it gets like more complicated. Where's a good one? Last one was donut, dentist, lots of cool stuff. So there's a few things you can get to from here. It's all integrated into sort of the chat window. You can go to his buddy info, which I don't know if you guys remember buddy info, but I made up some fun stuff like ticket to that, PRP, peeps, and then like age, sex, location, like 40. It keeps counting, so now it says 47 months, male, parents' house, and then some quotes from some random books that he had and that sort of thing. Now you can click close and go back, but there's a new section that I made called charts that you can click on. Purposely made these look real bad, so don't think like I'm real bad at it. I'm actually okay at it. But what I wanted to see was the ramp of words. So I was doing a running count of the words over time. And you can see it was like pretty modest. And then all of a sudden it went on this like exponential curve. And then we gave up. We gave up at 500 words. And he hit his 500th word like just about before 18 months old. So we were like, ooh, like that's a good number to have. So then I'll tell you guys what happened when we went back to the doctor, but you can also see some cool like stratification on here, like the number of letters in each word. So I've got like a histogram here. So you had some like nice like 11 letter words and things like that. Gets cut off here, but the longest word was cock-a-doodle-doo. I count that counts. There's a lot of animal noises in the beginning, and you kind of count like moo as a word, but like, I don't know, hit or miss. All right, so that was the words dashboard. You can imagine that when I went back to the doctor, I thought that was going to be like a pretty good number. And I showed him the dashboard, and I was like, Dr. Talieri, check this out. And he was like, what's that? And I was like, it's charts about how many words he said. He was like, Dustin, I don't know if you know, but I just wanted to know if he was saying more than 5 words. I was like, oh. Like, otherwise, it's totally fine range to be in. And I was like, all right, do you want the raw data anyway? Like, no, I don't want that. So, overdid it a little bit on that one. So flash forward a couple of years, I'm on kid number 2, and I'm prepping for kid number 2, and I'm like, I'm ready, we're gonna do this, I got all my data, I wanna compare the kids, like, that was my main goal. I'm like, I wanna see, it's gonna be a competition from birth, like, these kids are not even gonna have a chance to advocate first of all what kid has and recording it. So what I wanted to do was sort of, create this sort of baby fight club between them. My main sort of thing was really like growth milestones and stuff like that, but obviously we're just like data nerds, so that was really my excuse for doing it in the first place. She agreed to it, so I'm cool with it. So it's called Battle of the Babes. I'm gonna bring it up to show you guys. It's gonna have some similarities to some stuff we saw before. So this is the main dashboard, sort of designed like a fight poster, right? So round 1 is Bottle Royale, right? My wife thought that one was pretty good. And the second one is Diaper Duel. So we'll go to Bottle Royale. So these are pictures from, first one's a picture of my first son from when he was 4.5 months old, and then my second son, who is 4.5 months old. And then I gave them sort of some like KPIs to go off of. So I have weight, I have height, and then I have something you probably don't recognize. So it's ounces per bottle, minutes per ounce. And if you look at the high-level metrics, these dudes like line up almost perfectly. So 4 ounces per bottle, 17 minutes per bottle, and then 4.3 and 4.4 minutes per ounce. But if you check out the charts on the right, you can actually see some pretty good differentiation. So up top is ounces per bottle broken down. The orange bottles are Finn, and the blue bottles are Cal. So you can see out of the gate, Finn had kind of an advantage. So you can see this is all based off of days since birth, so I could overlap them because they're born at different times of the year. Obviously, that'd be weird if they're born on the same day, different years. But you know, you can see the ounces per bottle, you can see the minutes per bottle and all that, and you can see this kind of dip. So Cal was really beating him on, you know, total ounces per bottle wise for a while. But if you look down at the bottom, the minutes per bottle, Finn is a machine at finishing his bottle. Okay, look how much trouble we had with Cal and his bottle. 30 minutes per bottle, like 6 to 8 bottles a day. That's like a lot of your day just sitting there. Come on. I remember at one point I took like a little like plastic syringe they use for like liquid Tylenol, and I filled it with formula, and I was just like shooting it into his mouth. I'm like, because the doctor's like, he's really small. I'm like, well, I'm in 3%, and they're like, well, I don't know. So it freaked me out about it. But eventually we introduced like the high flow nipples, like we saw. Didn't do anything with Finn. Finn didn't care. He just kept eating just as fast as he normally did. So we're gonna switch him to high next week, see what happens. But Finn actually retains weight a lot better than Cal, even though Cal ate more. So this was, the whole reason of this was just so I could track and make sure they're both on track. And using Cal as a baseline, I was like, can't be any worse than Cal was. But it turns out ounces per bottle spicy he was for a while. He is better now. All he had to do was go to daycare, get stomach bug the first week, and poop the second week. And now he's totally fine, eating like 30 ounces a day. So he's solid. But that was my first sort of comparison between the kids. The second comparison, it's called diaper duel. So diaper duel compares diapers per day. So that's that DPD number. So they both have about 8.5 average. So this is through the first like 60 days. You really get sick of like counting diapers. After that point, you're like, he's fine. Like the first few weeks, you're really concerned, like, are they having enough wet diapers? Because something could be wrong if they're not, or if they're not pooping. And if they do poop, like how hard's the poop? So in fact, if it's softer than a Tootsie Roll, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to tell you how you find out if it's softer than a Tootsie Roll. But that's a fact that I use all the time. So you can see high level, these guys had the same amount of diapers. So that's a lot of diapers, guys, within the first 60 days. You hover over it. We were crazy first-time parents, so we gave our kid the most expensive Pampers we could buy. So that came out to about $200 through 2 months. Then we were like, he's fine, we gave him gloves. Fun fact, the only difference between those two is one has a wetness indicator, the other one doesn't. What nobody tells first-time parents is, you're gonna change the kid every time you feed him, so you really don't need to see if it's wet. You're just gonna change it anyway. Also, it blows up like a balloon. You don't need a little kid in front of the So Finn's diapers cost half as much. Don't recommend Target diapers. They just they jive right. So I will endorse them all the way. But you can see that Finn wins on poops. This kid pooped way more than Cal. And to drill into it, I can click on the poops. Now you can see he kind of front loaded it, like he brought him. It's just like all poops all the time, and every diaper was a poop. Went through a ton of wipes for those first few weeks. I was like, man, you were killing Cal. I had it like running in like a live time. I would like upload the CSV and be like, why is he having so many poops? I call the doctor. I'd be like, he's at 4.5. Like, Cal was only at 2.5 poops per day. They're like, how do you know that? I'm like, don't worry about it. Yeah. Probably took it a little too far, but I thought this is a fun comparison, just to kind of see them high level, compare themselves. You know, I'm sure, you know, come graduation time when they're going off to college, you know, whip out these dashboards. It's gonna be fantastic. Can't wait till they, you know, get to regular school and I can suck in all their grades and all sorts of stuff. Probably find I'm gonna use Will to kind of look up some fraud analytics with their grades. He's a big fraud guy, so I can see like, are you cheating on your tests? any outliers in there. So that's kind of my plan for that. My kind of key takeaways for you guys. So number one, have a good reason to track your kids. Don't just track them because. I don't know if you've ever seen Black Mirror. There's an episode about tracking your kid you guys should watch. It's a little like, that's too much. This is just enough, just so you know. Number two, use a solid path with export options. Highly recommend Feed Baby. Number three, design with fun and usefulness in mind, because nobody wants to look at a boring dashboard about it, but an exciting one, you can have a whole group of people talk about it. So lock down your data. So these are on Tableau Public, but I do not have them download accessible because I don't want people doing weird stuff with my kids' data. I'm sure you can still like need information about it, but I doubt it will come up on an interview when they're 30 years old. And save this for their high school graduation because it's gonna be awesome. All right. So I have a few minutes to answer questions, and I have to go put the kids to bed. So shoot. Yep.
What was your, I guess, like better data management strategy for information? So access.
Yeah, it wasn't huge data. Probably like 10,000 data points max. So I just managed it in Excel. And then what you can pretty much do is just overwrite because it appends to the data inside the app. So it's not just point in time, it's like the whole history. So you can just overwrite it, suck in new extracts, and have it kind of up and running. If you wanted it to be automated, you could sync it up with Google Sheets and have that on Tableau Public and all that. So,
Thank you.
Anybody else? You guys can email me after, ask me some weird stuff.
I know, right? All right, well, thank you, Dustin.